live video today that I didn't plan. I don't schedule these things well. I'm just bringing you into an event with me. I'm going to be taking down my old prayer flags and hanging my new prayer flags. This will be up for later viewing. Obviously, all these live videos stay up, but there's going to be a lot of information here involving prayer flags and enlightenment training and just in general, especially because anybody who has followed my channel and knows me well. I do practice, even with within the Tibetan Buddhist pantheon and the Hindu and Buddhist pantheon, I do practice monotheism through 5 religions, and I'll explain to you how that's possible as I'm doing all of this. A lot of this is actually what I'm going to say is relevant to that and how I do that. And these are not unknown concepts. Remerging everything with Samantabhadra or Gunto Zangpo, or remerging everything with Para-Brahman, is an advanced level practice in all of these religions. So please forgive any rain you may hear. It's about to start raining. I got my rain gear on. You may hear some loud vehicles because I live in kind of a conservative area, but we're going to get through this. And like I said, I have everything out here that I need to take them down, put them up, and teach you everything that you need to know about prayer flags and doing these things. First off, I want to point out that prayer flags are for your neighborhood. There's only 2 things there's 2 things that are most important about this, right? And before I get into this, I want to state that there are a lot of different versions of organized rituals. Some are similar, some less similar. I did not pay the hundreds of dollars to go through the rituals. This is not about the rituals for prayer flag hanging. This is about the intent and the practice itself. And because I did attain realization, I do consider myself an authority on how to deal with these things as a lay practitioner, and somebody who may have less access to clear information, but your heart's in the right place. So if you're one of those people, keep watching. I'll get you right into this. So the 2 most important things that matter in hanging prayer flags are going to be you realizing that you're blessing your neighborhood. That is the purpose of prayer flags. And you may get some merit or karma for it, but you're going to dedicate that merit. So after you do this process of blessing your neighborhood, you want to take all that feel-good inside and dedicate it away to all the other beings until you kind of feel more like you just got off work. You just did your job. Whether it was the hanging the prayer flags to bless your neighborhood or the dedication prayer, you're just doing your job. Time to go rest. Here comes the rain, so I'll speak up for that. This camera and phone is pretty decent, so I should be okay. But I couldn't have asked for a more. Oh, and I also have fun barking dogs that like to bark at me when I make videos sometimes, so we're going to be dealing with that as well. Alright, so let's get into it and start taking the prayer flags down. And like I said, the most 2 important things are the intention to bless the neighborhood and to dedicate it away. Don't let your prayer flags touch the ground. If you are super advanced and you know that Prithvi is what we're standing on, then you have a little bit more wiggle room with that. Like if I drop my prayer flags, I know that the ground is as sacred as my any statue or book that I may have, or the very life inside of me, everything. So I'm not too worried about that. So if that were to happen in this video, I want you to know I'm not copping out by saying that I'm allowed to and you're not. I know what I am experiencing, and that they did not fall on the ground. They fell on, Waheguru, Samantabhadra, Gunto Zangpo, Para-Brahman, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So, but I'm still going to do everything in my power to prevent that. I mean, I might get injured if it actually falls. There we go. All right, so I'll be on a ladder in the rain. There's not any lightning or thunder in this area. It's just a little bit of rainfall. So, be very careful if you're going to do anything like this. But I am going to be up and down on the ladder. I may have to get some stuff. Like I said, I tried to get everything I can so I can really be getting to end this with you guys right here. And then I will be doing some prayers. I'll probably hop in to do some prayers really quick right now before I get started. Some will be in Tibetan, some in Sanskrit, some in English. I believe I may have forgotten one of the Tibetan dedication prayers, but we'll cover that when I get to it, because I actually modified it, and I don't know. Anyway, let's get right into it. All right. If you're participating fully in this, then when the prayer I'm about to say, you want to picture your whatever you believe in on top of your head and or your heart, or you can put your favorite teacher in life on top of your head and whatever you believe in your heart. For me, it's the same thing, for reasons I'm not going to get into. But say you're a Buddhist, you'll put Gautama Buddha, Lord Buddha, on top of your head, and same thing in your heart because he would be your guru and your yidam deity. And say if you're a Christian, you'd put Yehoshua on top of your head, and I'd put Yahushua in my heart too if that's what you're going to go with that. But again, whatever your religion you're practicing is, I'm about to do Guru Yoga because I see somebody's watching. You'll want to imagine that your Guru is on your head and your God is in your heart. But this is just, again, I'm just doing it in Tibetan and they're gone. But again, guys, I'm making this video for later, not for the one viewer, dozens of viewers. So, let's jump right into it. From the crown of my head, palace of great bliss, I pray to you, benevolent root Lama. O precious one, grant me the blessings to recognize my own true nature as a Buddha. Chizog Dewa Chimbe Bodram Dudren Genzawe Lama Lazoa Dejang Jezenzo Tambarembo Jirang Orang Jiborjing Jilo. Again in English, that is, from the crown of my head, palace of great bliss, I pray to you, benevolent root Lama. O precious one, grant me the blessings to recognize my own true nature as a Buddha. Or awakened one. The word Buddha just means awakened one. So again, I try to really push anybody of any religion to understand how to utilize this in your life and make it your own. So, for instance, most Hindus would probably have, Krishna on top of the head, or Rama, or whichever variation of Vishnu that they agree to, and the Vishnu in their heart, stuff like that. But again, we're reaching for a para-Brahman concept if you are doing these kind of things within the Hindu pantheon. So, you have those things separated, but at the advanced level that they should be lumped together as one. Same thing with the whole Samanta Bhadra Kunto Santo. Okay, let's take some prayer flags. Let me see. I got any more things I want to do, dedicate, mantras. I'm going to do a huge mantrayana at the end of this. So, again, watch it. It's going to be a pretty solid video. It's just going to be very long. We're at 8 minutes and I ain't even gotten started yet. So I'll do more, Guru Yoga and various dedications and prayers in Sanskrit. That was Tibetan, in case you're wondering. And again, I did the English translation. You can find a lot of that stuff at ligmincha.org or ligmincha.com. And that's going to be the Bon Buddhist group there. But they put out more information than anybody else about the Tibetan shaman path and philosophies. So they got everything you want there. All right, let's get into taking some flags down. This ought to be fun. Let me grab my ladder and I'll start on that side, and I'll get right into it. But let's go ahead and do this. That's a death sentence right there. And also, I have a lot of time. Y'all, I was a chimney sweep for a long time. And I did construction for a long time. My familiarity with ladders and heights is different than most. So, just be careful if you're going to do stuff like this at home. I may have to jump off the ladder if I don't always set it right, because I'm more accomplished on the goal than having a perfect ladder, because, I've fallen from some heights. Go look at my, I have a video here where I'm jumping off of a roof just to have a better plyometric leg workout. All right, so I'm gonna have this bag to put them in, and I gotta find places I can hang them there. I can hang them there. If I need a break, if I can't put them where I need to, but this is gonna be on my arm, and then I'm gonna hang it up as soon as I'm done. So when you're taking down your prayer flags, just throw a bag on your shoulder so you got something to put them in so they don't touch the ground. go. Woo! Good grief. Uh. Like I said, guys, this is a video for later. I'm not really expecting anybody to be watching. This is so I can remember this awesome Losar, and so that I can invite anybody who wants to be here to be in on my Losar with me. I should have just used a knife for that stuff, I'll tell you what. Two angles. Yeah, I've got the most boring Losar celebration video on the internet, I'm pretty sure. Because again, it's more about just inviting whoever into my life that wants to be here for this, or come check it out later, you know? And also for my memory. I like doing these things. So I do want to remember these things in my future. Whether I'm talking to you or my future self, I do want to know these things. Come on. I'm about to get them pliers down there. Get these cold, wet hands from all this rain. There we go. Woo! That's brutal. And here comes the rain again. Come on. What do we got here? There we go. That's a little better. Squeeze. Okay. Woo! That was horrible. Okay, so now we have our down prayer flags. Do not let them touch the ground. I'm going to put them on a hook back here. Okay. The old prayer flags are down. And then we will burn those at a later date. I do not have a fire set up. I do have a little bit of a pile set up, but it's too wet right now to light. Okay, now these are the prayer flags I got. There is 50 flags in here. I believe it's 5 sets of 10 of 6.5-inch flags. So I'm going to try to tie 2 together. Oh, shoot, I thought that's minutes. I thought it was viewers. I was like, what? Like, that many people ain't watching me. It'd be crazy. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to put these in a bag, because again, you don't want them to touch the ground. But I'm going to put them in a bag and tie them one at a time. So I'm going to tie 2 together. Like, I'm going to take two out of here, put them in the bag, tie them up, put them up, and then put 3 in the bag, you know, etc., etc. So we'll see what happens. I'm glad it's raining today, so you guys can see, like, you know, it's that important to me to get these up for my neighbors. And I'm pretty sure some of my neighbors don't like me. I don't like some of my neighbors. Oh, the grass, I forgot to mention. People always get crazy about grass when I make videos like this and my grass is this long. I'm a big fan of that stuff called oxygen. And this much oxygen exchange is better than that much oxygen exchange. I don't know what's going on in society, but that's the functional sense. And I do a lot of training, so I like to have as much like good clean oxygen exchange as possible. Anyway, these were actually, I'm going to go ahead and call these out. These are actually from Amazon on, what's the name of this company? Healing Llama, where they are made in Nepal, blessed by a llama, and yeah, pretty good stuff. There we go. You know, and if there's if any Sikhs ever watch this, you know, consider this part of your seva. You're serving your community. You're putting up a blessing for your community. You don't have to acknowledge these things, and especially like, you know, what I'm about to do with all the mantra work and stuff, and with this, whether you're reading the Guru Granth Sahib Ji or the Sri Sharblo Granth Sahib Ji, you know, it's the same idea. When you're reading those and you're seeing all those different, the pantheons of deities being spoken of in one thing, being all remerged with Waheguru, and that's the same thing that I do, and that's the same thing that we should all be doing, to remerge everything with it. So, you know, this is no, I would almost call this like when you're dealing with large pantheons of deities like this, and you are doing something as a Sikh, I mean, you're pretty much just handling the Sri Sharblo Granth Sahib, and, you know, maybe give it a read or something if you're worried about it. But there are things within your pantheon of study that have to do with these groups that were involved throughout time with Sikhism. Alrighty, so trying to be careful here because, you know, like I said, you don't want them to touch the ground or nothing. Okay. 5 packs of 10. I need 2 of these. Actually, I'm just going to tie them right out of here. Nah, I want to keep them dry until the last minute. And also, the ones that I just took down were 100% cotton, and that's important because you're going to burn them, and they're also going to get, you know, they're going to fall apart. You want them to go into the environment. And that's another thing that's misunderstood. I see online about prayer flags where people are like, they fell apart. They're supposed to actually be made in such a way that they come apart over time, that the threads themselves get blown all around the region and neighborhood and village or whatever. So they're actually supposed to fall apart. If your prayer flags fall apart over the course of a year, you know, they start like this and then they end up in their half length, those are good prayer flags. And a lot of people are like, my prayer flags fell apart. They're supposed to fall apart. That's how they bless the region. Alrighty. Got 1. Got 2. Alright, and then this should be 3. Looks like I got my hand, so about 2. Alright, let's set these down. Make sure that is not going nowhere. There's nothing in here. Alright. And what I have here, these are just, also the ones that I got are just Wind Horse. Well, they actually have Wind Horse. What do we got here? Pregnant Lioness, Snow Lion, a Garuda, and a Naga. Very fun stuff. Let me stretch one out and see what we're looking at before I start tying them together. One thing at a time. Focus, focus, focus. That is trash. That's trash. As you see, I'm getting very meticulous because I make mistakes easy, so I gotta like double up on being careful with everything. I gotta do stuff like this. Ooh. Oh wow, these are gonna be awesome. Alright, yeah, let's tie 2 of these together. I'm gonna be able to hit that same span I just hit. I'm gonna try that because then I can put a 3 from there. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see if we can get 2 in that same distance I just had. And if not, I'll just adjust it a little bit. Oh wow, yeah, these are gonna be freaking cool. Heck yeah. Alright. So we'll put these in the bag. Like I said, we're gonna put both in the bag, tie them up. There we go. Take our second stack of 10 here. These things are gonna be stinking cool. What's that say? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's tie these together. I'm going to do some Vajrapani mantra here while I'm doing that. Okay, and real quick, let's see. So for Hindus, Vajrapani would be Narayana. For Buddhists, obviously Vajrapani is Vajrapani. Actually, that's not true. In Buddhism, Vajrapani is looked at more like Samantabhadra or Kuntazangpo. In Sikhism, it's also Narayana, and in Judeo-Christianity, it would be Abaddon. But I'm going to continue my Vajrapani mantra while I'm tying this up. Alright, and a quick dedication for that act. I'll do one in Tibetan. Alrighty, now let's go hang the first string in the rain. That's right, I'm gonna bless my neighborhood that bad. In the rain. Pouring down rain, let's get it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. One less like that, come on. We can do this! We can do this! I keep forgetting this is live. There's no backtracking out of my mistakes on this one, right? Hey, there we go. Group 1, side 1. Remember, don't let them touch the ground. As you can see, I put mine in a little bag. Ah, I can't see, I got rained on. All right. You don't like that. Hey, that's fine. That's right. Good. We got here. How far are we? One down, one to go. Woo! That was brutal. I'm trying to be careful because I can like see the headlines, you know. YouTuber dies or falls or gets injured while blessing neighborhood. Alright, let me type the second one and then I don't know where I'm putting that one because that one was, I think it's the other one. I think 10's a lot, so that's going to be, I must have moved the second one from like here to there. Yeah, that'll be cool. I think so. Actually, that's like perfect. Yeah, I'll do the other one. Boom, boom. Cool. Alright, so let's just type the next one. I'm going to take a really quick 5-second tea break and I'll be right back. Step right inside the house here and grab a little sip. Yeah, these prayer flags are pretty awesome. You know, I've dealt with a lot of different types. I'm usually a huge fan of the 10-inch or 8-inch or pretty much like the bigger ones you can get because I always thought they look cool. But man, now these are nice. I got like 20 in that little string right there, so they're gonna flap and be. It is gonna be a nice decoration, but it is designed to bless. But that's a pretty solid one. I hope the neighbors can feel the blessings. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do it for. Again, sorry, there's no fireworks or fanciness going on at the other Losar celebrations, but I'm having a great time. Okay. I will put up some dialogue if I see anybody starts watching. Otherwise, let's see, what mantra should we do this time? What, Year of the Fire Horse? Let me think. I think I'm just going to do some manis. Yeah, we'll just do some manis. What else could I do? I'm trying to think, like something fun. Losar. So many. I'm going to do them all when I'm done. We'll do some Padma Sambhava. How about that? Those who are unfamiliar, anytime you do mantra work, you should do 3 intro mantra work there. Blue, so I need not blue. There we go. Goes in the same way, and we're off. Anyway, you should always do 3 ohms before you do any mantra, and make sure your whole body is vibrating by the time you hit the M. You know, adjust your tone to make sure that you're getting good vibration. It's actually in a lot of my. I have a good few videos on here. Go to the Mantrayana playlist, and you'll see mantra stuff. Anyway, back on to Padma Sambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche. I'll be mantraing that while I'm doing this. Om Moyo Modra Guru Pema Zidi Om. Om Moyo Modra Guru Pema Zidi Om. Om Moyo Modra Guru Pema Zidi Om. I also forgot to mention, it's always good to put like a yoga mat underneath of you, or a tarp, or a blanket, or a towel. That way, if you were to drop your mala or your flag or anything like that in a moment like that, that it will not lose its sacredness. Also, as I mentioned before, if you are realized and or aware of the para-Brahmin concepts, Matabhadra concept, and you understand what Prithvi is, what Dada is, so, or Bhumi, whatever you know it as. So there's that too. But it's always good to have something under you because accidents do happen. Good grief. I forgot how to tie a bow. One more for good luck. I'm assuming most people watching will probably not watch this whole video, so that's actually an interesting point. I should tell like enlightenment secrets. The secret to enlightenment training is that'd be hilarious. Practice. Lots of practice. Keep your heart pure. There are no secrets to enlightenment. It's the best thing I've ever learned from any master is being told there are no secrets, only practice. And I practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced and was able to attain realization and much, much more. Alrighty. And a quick Tibetan dedication. Sunya Chitan Sakitun Lacham Tipardabani Gashiti Bakiti Sunya Tiparsha. Until I'm enlightened, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. With the merit I share, the practice and giving and the perspectives, and I can do it to the sake of all sentient beings. Sunya Chitan Sakitun Lacham Tipardabani Gashiti Bakiti Sunya Tiparsha. Alrighty, let's go hang the long string. And it's getting dark out here, man. Good grief. Let's put some more of these in here. Okay. Okay, finally. That was a lot of fun. Oh. Okay. So that's it. That's my Losar prayer flag hanging. How they look? Looking okay? Yeah. Usually I like them going to like 1 point or something like that, but it's cool like that too. They're both going from high to low, even though the first one's like barely slightly, but it still is going high to low, and that's what matters. But they're up, and they're blessing the neighborhood. So let's see, I do anything neat? Oh, cool! I accidentally pointed one set out. That the far set is actually pointed out towards that part of the neighborhood, and this set is pointed in towards the other side of the neighborhood. So that wasn't on purpose, but you know. All right. So that's all I got here. 47 minutes from beginning to end. And then again, like I said, I got those other the old flags hanging there, so I'll put them up. I will do some Mantrayana. I may actually do the Mantrayana inside. I may start a whole new video now and do the indoor Mantrayana. But yep, that was it. That was the prayer flags. Happy Year of the Fire Horse. Yeah. I forgot what the year in the Tibetan calendar. It's probably like 2152 or something like that. Yep, and then we're in the 1400s for the calendar of Islam. I forgot what the Chinese year is. I mean, I know it's the same. It's Year of the Fire Horse, but I can't remember what the actual, if the year is solar calendar or solar lunar. Anyway, not the point. Let's see. I will close this with a protector mantra named Ekjati. She is the Nyingma Dzogchen protector. If you ever see her, she's a little scary looking, but you know, all the oneness, the one hair braid supposed to be symbolic of the one-mindedness, looking at one thing, only the taste for enlightenment. And there's a lot more to that than that, but that's my protector, so I'm going to do her mantra, and then I'll go do some Mantrayana on its own right. Alrighty, and I think that concludes my flag hanging. Like I said, I might do some Montriana work later, but I don't know. It's a good time. So I'll go into a quick dedication. All pure virtue, done and not done yet, I dedicate to all sentient beings and non-sentient beings, having purified all afflictions and obscurations, may we swiftly achieve the complete merging of oneness with truth, together and thank you for letting me try. And of course, you have your own dedication prayer out of whatever sect that you do. That's the personal translation of mine. I'll do another one in Tibetan, and then I'll see if I remember the other one, but I don't know if I remember the whole one or not, but we'll get through it real quick before I close out this video. Sunya Chitansa Kitchanum Lachanchu Paradani gives you that to give you some Kijula pension Sunya to Butter Shaw. Until I'm enlightened, I take refuge in the Buddha Dharma and the Sangha for the merit I create to practice and giving into perfections may I attain Buddha for the sake of all sentient beings. Sunya Chitansa Kitchanum Lachanchu Paradani gives you that to give you some Kijula pension Sunya to Butter Shaw. And actually, I think I'll do the, I'll do all that in the Montriana one coming up. Alright, so happy Losar, Tasha Delay, peace and blessings, namaste. Shishu for watching the video, and yeah, have a great year of the fire horse, and don't forget to burn your prayer flags and don't let them touch the ground even when it's the old ones. All right, thanks for stopping by the Broken Buddha. Peace and blessings. Uh-oh, I don't know how to do this. How to stop? Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay.